What is up, Last Laugh fam? Glad to finally be coming back at you guys. We're coming at you from our new home, SafeHouse Distillery, over here in downtown Albuquerque. Awesome place, awesome drinks. Make sure you guys check them out. We also do our monthly comedy shows over there. But we're going to be coming at you guys a little bit different now. Each episode is going to have a sponsored drink made by SafeHouse. Awesome stuff. This week's drink, the Burbon Fig. Got my boy Darren shaking it up. He's killing it. It's really good stuff. Me and the guests will be having a drink over the podcast. And this week's guest is Juan Adams, MMA fighter, former UFC fighter, now comic in Albuquerque. We talk about everything from mental health all the way to comedy and MMA. It's an awesome episode. Make sure you guys stop by Safe House, get that Burbon Fig. Love, always.
Hell yeah, Last Laugh fam, what is up? We're back with the new setup. We're here at SafeHouse Distillery. We got a cool little thing going on for you guys. Remember SafeHouse Distillery here downtown off of, what are we at, 7th and Gold? 7th and Gold. It's a cool setup. Thank you for letting me do this. Our first guest on the new, I guess the format of the podcast is Juan the Kraken Adams, ladies and gentlemen. Hell yeah! So what we're gonna be, thank you to the producers for the claps. So what we're gonna be doing here today is just a little interview. The normal stuff that we got going with the previous episodes, but we do have a sponsored drink of the week. This is called a Burbon Fig, made by Darren over here at Safe House. Cheers, my brother. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. Oh yeah,
That's actually good. And I don't like whiskey, but that's fucking good.
I love it.
Hell yeah, man. So how you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Off work. We're on fall break right now. Just vibing.
Fuck yeah. So he beats people up at night, and then he teaches kids during the day. If you guys didn't know, and this is our podcast dog, Daisy. Very cute. So me and Juan, we've known each other, I'd say, for about, 2 months now? 3 months?
Right at 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, he's new to the comedy scene. I mean, as am I. I'm a year in, but how long are you in?
I started in May, so we're almost at 5 months now.
Hell yeah, 5 months. That's a long-ass time to fucking dedicate to comedy, bro. It's definitely a trip. It's a fucking journey. But 5 months in, how you feeling about it?
It's good, man. Like with anything, you hit your slumps. But luckily for me, through sports, leveling up to each level, and then education, leveling up, you get used to being humbled, So, you could kill it your first set, and then the next one be terrible, and vice versa. So there's ebbs and flows to everything, man. Shit's hard.
For sure. I bet you there's nothing more humbling. Well, probably I haven't fought professionally, maybe besides getting completely flatlined in front of someone, in front of millions of people, but fucking getting no laughs. It's humbling. So comedy is not for the weak.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, you'll be up there, and it's funny because people don't understand. There's different types of funny. So you could be the funniest dude in your group, and then go up to some new people that don't know you and don't have any of those reference points, and just say some out of pocket shit, and people are like,
sure, mad out of pocket. Fucking yeah. So the comedy shit's dope, but let's start with let's take it back to the beginning. How did you get here doing comedy? I saw born in Houston, right? You're from Houston. So H-Town, Texas baby, fucking you wrestled Division 1?
Yeah, wrestled D1 out in Virginia Military Institute.
Okay.
Went back to Houston for about 3 years right when I started fighting.
Okay.
And then within 2 years of starting fighting, I was in the UFC doing crazy stuff, and I had some sponsors be like, you need to move. You can't do this out of your hometown.
For sure.
And so when I moved out to Albuquerque, and even though I lost that fight, I knew this is kind of where I needed to be. And COVID made it hard. During COVID, wasn't getting a lot of fights, so started working back with kids again in behavioral health, and that led me into education and started teaching, getting my master's in education right now. So
Hell yeah, bro.
it's tough.
Grinding. Fuck, getting a master's, teaching, and doing comedy and fighting.
Yeah.
Pretty much full time in all of them. That's fucking.
Yeah, it's a lot. Luckily, I'm one of those weirdos that can only sleep 6 hours, so
For sure.
I'm just chilling.
Like Joe Rogan, you only need 6 hours of sleep and you're cherry. Okay, so D1 wrestling at Virginia Military. What made you want to go the MMA route instead of maybe like Olympic wrestling, or you know what I mean? Like, what made you choose MMA?
It was weird, man. With wrestling, like it was always like I would get ranked, I would get to these big matches, and then like something wouldn't click in the match, and I would lose, and things would happen. Like I beat some All-Americans, I just never All-American myself. So at that point, the Marine wrestling team and the Army wrestling team both wanted me to just accept a commission and do the world-class athlete program. And I was just done with wrestling. And honestly, like after my last collegiate wrestling match, I'll never forget, my mom called me and I was like, like, what do you want? Like, I just lost. This is the worst day, blah, blah, blah. And like I went off on her because like we got into a real brief argument. And then the next day I called to apologize, and she told me she had cancer. And so like I went back down to Houston right after graduation, and then she passed that year. And at the time I had an NFL tryout, and like I was doing it, man, and I love working out. I just don't like playing football.
For sure.
So, but I've always loved fighting. That's what drew me to wrestling in the first place. It was very close to fighting. So started training for it, and I was already helping fighters with their wrestling. Okay. So I'm like, I might as well give it a shot. And turned out I was pretty good at it.
For sure, bro. Pretty damn good. You fucking... So you hit regional right away, right? Regional circuit for... I apologize. What'd you say the first organization you were in?
Like I did 4 amateur fights under Fury's amateur thing.
And you were undefeated, right?
Undefeated amateur, and then they gave me a pro offer, and with my pro offer was a 4-fight exclusive contract with LFA, which was national.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, yeah, sure. Like y'all will put me on TV. So first fight, I win. My next 2 fights are on TV. And then I was on Contender Series.
Contender Series. That's definitely where I remember you, where like my eyes first caught from watching you. And then, because at that time you were a training partner of John Jones, right?
No, not yet. I had come out here once, and I had met him, and he had told me to move out here and train with him. And like I was like, nah, I'm gonna just stay in Houston.
For sure, we'll get off that. Anyways, so back to. So you do the Contender Series. What was that like? Fucking getting that call from whoever it was, Shelby, Hunter, Dana, whoever you talked to that was like, you're gonna be on the Contender Series. And what was it like walking out? Like, were you in the Apex? Right, you're in the Apex.
No, this is before the Apex. Okay. So this is back in the old Ultimate Fighter, like fighting arena, right? And it was super cool because getting that call, like. You're like, all right, yeah. In fighting, you learn you don't believe shit till you get a contract.
For sure, 100%.
So I got the contract, and it was the UFC travel team, like booking my flights for press for the fight.
For sure.
So I fly out to Vegas, see the. They just built the UFC Performance Institute.
Okay, so Performance Institute.
And so I'm at the Performance Institute doing my press, and that was super dope. Getting like all this good food, everything, and they treat everyone like a superstar in that organization.
For sure.
Then for the actual Contender Series, like you put up in a hotel, hotels in the casino, super dope. You're getting driven around. You got shuttles for everything, super cool. And then walking into the arena, man, like first off, like I didn't like the dude I was fighting in the moment.
For sure,
okay. Like, that was at a point where I still needed to like. Some people need to like have a personal thing against whoever they're fighting, and at that point in my career, I did, and I just heard him make some comments, And then one of his buddies was like trying to fuck with me in the elevator when we went out for the press. So those last 4 weeks, I was just in overdrive. Like, I'm going to fuck this dude up.
For sure. You were
hard.
100%
And
ready.
So I'll never forget. I walked, and they said, make an entrance, make your presence known. So on the first fight, I just bust the doors open, like, walk through, walk out, like, I got this shit.
100%. Yeah, that's crazy to see yourself. I bet it's crazy to see yourself take it to that level in that short amount of time and get there and be like, holy fuck, I'm here. So you win, you get the contract, right?
Yeah.
And who'd you fight next? Who was it?
My next one was Chris De La Rocha.
Okay.
That was my UFC debut
Yeah.
in Milwaukee. And that one was a lot of fun. And at the time, like, it was when everyone was trying to, like, make a personality for themselves. So I was just out there just saying the wildest shit I could think. I think after that fight, I was on Fox, and they interview me, and I just go, I always emanate big dick energy, and I definitely brought that in the cage tonight.
For sure. That's hilarious. So you have your stint in the UFC. The one that I wish you would have got, bro, was Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy, right? Yeah. Fuck that fool.
Yeah, dude, that was such a, like, shitty, because, like, in wrestling, you don't let go of the leg. And,
for sure.
So I had the leg, and, like, it's hitting me, and it wasn't hurting. So I'm like, all right, I'll just stay here, move. Once I feel him ease up, I'll go out the back door, wrap around, get the takedown, and they stopped the fight before it ever got to that.
Yeah, 100%.
So I was like, come on, man. But
yeah, he definitely had a bullshit stint in the UFC. I wish you would have got that one for all of us back here, for the Dallas fans too. Fuck that. So then you get out of the UFC and you end up with, do you say PFL next?
No, it was
after Fury.
Yeah. So I win their title.
Yep, heavyweight title. We got a champion on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
I win their title, then I get the PFL call. And at first, like, my 2 fights with PFL, I wasn't even supposed to fight either of those times.
For sure.
I was an alternate both times. So, like, we'll pay you X amount of money and just come make weight. You're good. I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I can definitely do that.
Just to make weight?
Yeah. And then it turns out I got to fight both times. And, the second one, it was in the $1 million tournament. And the girl I was seeing at the time was, like, just bullshitting, bro. Like, literally every morning, just waking up to something else.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
And I'm like, man, I'm halfway around the world trying to win $1 million. Like, buy us a house after this. Like, just shut the fuck up.
For sure.
And that wasn't the case, So everything happens for a reason, whatever. After that, I've been able to court some much higher caliber women, so it's pretty awesome.
That's all that matters, right?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. So, Fury win the title, PFL stint, and now you're waiting for bare knuckle.
Yeah. I did the one bare knuckle fight, and then BYB supposed to be sending the contract here pretty soon. But since then, man, I've had like 5 or 6 fights offered. They're like, yeah, we'll get a contract out.
For sure.
And they never send the contract, right? And there were a few Russian organizations. And, like, I don't agree to a lot of fights out in Russia because usually it's against a dude that's undefeated in his hometown.
For sure.
Up 3 weight classes in a year. Like,
you don't want to get Brittany Griner.
Yeah, so it's just some BS. But the 2 that I did accept over there, both times the guy was like, nah, I don't want to fight that guy.
For sure. How was it? I mean, I know everyone comes from just like when you are a fighter or whatever, just combat sports. Everyone's thrown hands bare knuckle before, but how was it like? How is it like actually getting in there and throwing bare knuckle like professionally?
Man, it was crazy because like I thought it was gonna hurt a lot more than it did.
For sure.
It was just exhausting because it's a full-on sprint the whole time.
Yeah.
Like in MMA, everyone has a discipline they're more comfortable with,
For
and that
sure.
becomes your like rest discipline. In BKFC, you don't get to do that, and the ring is smaller, so even like moving, running away, you can only do so much. But for me, like after I got hit full power from the dude, I was like, oh, all right, that doesn't hurt. Like,
For sure.
well, I'm gonna just throw this shit now. Like,
100%. Just throw those haymakers. So when you're in, this is a question that I've always wanted to ask. When you're in the ring, how much of your coach's advice can you actually hear, especially when you're in an arena? You know what I mean?
you know, it's weird because you become able to hyperfixate on certain
Okay.
things. So when I'm in there, once I've won in my head, like I hear everything and I
For
start
sure.
noticing everything. But I can always tune in to my two coaches. It's Coach Wink and Jeremy Laughlin. Like Jeremy used to be the only person I could hear
Okay.
in there, right? Unless
sure.
like I was right next to the fence. But now I can hear whatever coach is over there, and I'm listening to them, and we're just going. But dude, I hear all kind of weird shit when I'm in there, dude.
For
Like,
sure.
like I've heard people talking about their food. Like I heard this one couple talking about fucking one time when I
Oh
was in there.
shit! So you can,
Yeah, I hear all kind of weird stuff.
especially if you get more in a, like you said, how you know that you're gonna win, like you know you're winning, so you get more like comfortable to where you're like
Yeah,
listening to everything. Like, oh, I don't gotta fixate just on this guy punching me in the face.
yeah.
I can fucking, okay, I feel that. What? This is another one that I had lined up. What submission hurts the most, and what is the hardest submission to throw on someone?
Ooh, I mean, I think heel hooks hurt the most.
Okay, for sure.
me.
They'll
Like,
pop
any
that
type
shit.
of
Yeah.
leg stuff hurts a lot to me just because like there's that fear of tearing the ligament in my legs. Arm stuff, yeah, it hurts, but it's a different kind of pain. The hardest one for me to throw, obviously, is like anything that's 3 or 4 steps. Like omoplatas are
For
really
sure.
hard to get because you have to go under the guy, wrap your leg around their arm, pressure up, angle a certain way. That one's hard. Then you have
For
your
sure.
like weird ones like the twister. It's really hard to
Twister's
get.
crazy.
And then there's some that are just hard from a practical standpoint.
Okay.
Like wrist locks are really hard to do
For
in
sure.
MMA.
You don't see really many
Yeah, you
people.
don't see a whole lot of wrist locks. You don't see a whole lot of small joint manipulation in there because there's so much setup that goes into that, right? But they're all hard. That's why, you know what I
For
mean?
sure.
They're all hard. But there's different types of submissions too. There's cranks, which are essentially like a submission of pain, right? There's chokes, and even within chokes, there's 2 different types. You have your wind chokes, which take anywhere from 30 to 90 seconds to work. You have your blood chokes, which is like 10 seconds. They're
Yeah,
out
if
of
you
there.
if you lock it in, once you cut off that blood, they're out.
Yeah. So it's hard, man. And those ones, like the super effective, quick ones, are really hard to get because that's the ones everyone's protecting against.
For sure, like arm bars,
Yeah.
fucking triangles. What else? Like guillotines, fucking.
Yeah, guillotines are hard just because people are sweaty, man.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you don't see that many successful guillotines if it's not within the first round.
Yeah.
Because then, I mean, unless it's fucking Dustin Poirier trying to drop fucking 50 guillotines a fight. So besides the MMA, you do a lot of like mental health awareness, suicide awareness. You want to talk a little bit about that? What's your
Yeah, you know, I mean, I just feel mental health has been so stigmatized in today's world. It used to be, you know, people were weak for seeking that out, right? And then even then, you know, with suicide, you know, and I've heard and I've cracked some jokes about it, but like there's some people it's like that have tried to kill themselves and failed at it, and it's like, oh, you were just doing that for attention. I'm
for
like,
sure,
and there's many other ways to get attention than,
for sure,
than going
100%.
to those lengths. But for me, mental health is just something that's so important because you can't be good for anyone else unless you're good for yourself. right?
100%.
So I got internationally certified in social emotional learning just to kind of like teach more self-love and
For sure.
understanding how people operate and things like that. And, you know, it's such an underrepresented area in today's world. And especially during COVID, man, like that isolation was killing so many people.
Dude, it made me go crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
that was one of the first times that I not experienced mental health issues, but embraced them, like, and knew, like, oh shit, this is real. Like, I have this problem. I need to get it fixed. I mean, when you're by yourself, you figure everything out
Yeah.
about yourself, and it was even to where I can't ever remember in my life having anxiety before COVID.
yeah,
And COVID happened, lockdown happened, and anxiety was through the roof. It's definitely under control now, but like you said, mental health is very like stigmatized, especially with men.
yeah.
Especially with men that might look like us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to just
Be a
bury
tank,
it.
man.
Yeah, and
You got to be a tank.
yeah,
man.
and sometimes you can't. Sometimes
Right.
it gets to the point to where you can't, and it's definitely cool to see someone, because most people, they see someone that goes and essentially harms themselves for a living. They would think that maybe they hate themselves or they're like this crazy person. So to see someone that actually cares about themselves and cares about other people enough to like be like, hey, we got to talk about this, and it's very fucking respectful, and I respect that for you a lot, man. That's fucking. It's definitely takes a lot to go do that, and takes a lot to be on the stage that you're at and address stuff that people are scared to address. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and it's funny, man. Like I went to a military college, so a lot of my friends went off and went on and joined the military. And this from my class alone, I think we've had 4 or 5 guys commit suicide already. And I actually just recently partnered with a few guys. Was it Johnny, Garth, and Mike, and they're just good dudes. Maybe like people might misunderstand them, but they're trying to make a difference. So we're starting a scholarship for mental health awareness at our college, right?
Hell yeah.
So it's just things like that. You got to do what you can and use the platform you have and the influence you have for a net good, right?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I would. That's awesome. I hope one day I'm able to do something like that too, scholarship wise. It's crazy how much comedy though could help with your mental health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like getting up there. I don't know if you've experienced that. Getting that fulfillment of other people laughing, and then also like you laughing and making you happy. I don't know. It's helped me with my struggles and stuff a lot. What about you?
Yeah, it definitely does help. And what I notice a lot, like, it's so common at an open mic, especially, where people will just get up there and trauma dump.
For sure,
And,
100%.
You laugh at it because you think they're joking. I'm like, nah, motherfucker. Like, you need help. Like, what are we doing here?
For
You know,
sure.
and a lot of people can't understand the difference between a therapeutic practice and a therapeutic like space and true therapy, right?
100%.
Like, and I see so many people sometimes, and they'll talking to me because like I do have some certifications, and like I'm a little bit more therapeutic than your average person.
For
but I'm
sure.
not a therapist because like I'm not like I'm a very kind person, but I'm not nice, right? So you start coming at me with dumb shit. At some point, I'm gonna be like, hey, motherfucker, like you're the problem.
Yeah,
like
for
the
sure.
common denominator and all this stuff is you.
100%.
Like get help, you know.
For sure.
But it can be very therapeutic and very cathartic in a way because you're releasing, right? You're getting it out there. It's talked about, and you might help that one person that one day through your comedy, through laughing at it, And humans, like, we naturally want to be a part of something. You want to be a part of a
100%.
community, and that community can help you. But a lot of times communities are built through trauma bonds, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. That's why I tell people I'm kind, I'm not nice. Like, I'll empathize, I'm not going to sympathize, and I'm not going to sit here and enable you to continue on your bullshit, right?
For sure, 100%.
So that's a hard line for a lot of people to distinguish.
It's a good line though. It's a real line that you got to make, because if not, if some people spiral and they get to their head too much, and they can take your words, what you say, in a different way, you know, if you're not like very blunt and like straightforward about what you mean. And you never want to be like an enableist, like I guess like to enable someone to do their shitty things that they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because you're 100% right. People do trauma dump
Yeah.
at open mics, and sometimes you like. Of course, I'm there to laugh. I know half of the comedians that go to open mics don't laugh for whatever reason. They fucking, I don't. That's fucking mental health issues. If you ask me, bro, laugh. You know it's funny.
I at least give everyone a pity laugh
For sure, right? Like there's some that just straight face it the whole time. But going to open mics and like it was funny the first time seeing you at one, and then seeing you have your own show at fucking where were we at, Enchanted Botanicals. When we did that, it was just so different to see someone that's actually funny that does, because most of the fighters that fucking do that shit are fucking terrible. Like Brendan Schaub. That's terrible comedy. He's never gonna see this. Maybe he will actually, but it's refreshing to see you go up there and not just talk about like, oh, I've been in the UFC, I've been a heavyweight champion. Like you're up there and you're talking about the girls that are pissing you off and like the shit. You know what I mean? Like, so it's cool to see that.
And that's a lot of y'all, by the way. All right, like don't hear this and think it's not me. It's definitely you.
Yeah, you hear that, guys? It's you. So let's see. You started about 5 months ago. What made you start comedy?
It was so funny, man. Like all my life, people have been like, "Dude, you're the funniest dude I know. You're so funny." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's conversational funny, or like funny because like you just don't expect me to say some of the shit that I'm gonna say."
For sure.
But like putting together a cohesive set, being able to play off of a crowd, it's different. It's a different type of comedy, and like a lot of funny stuff is like inside jokes that you have between your homies that you don't even recognize.
For sure, 100%.
So when you're doing comedy, you have to, like, if that's your thing, you have to make everybody a part of that joke, and you have to be able to explain it in a way that's not over-explaining, but give them enough context to find your humor, right?
For sure.
And so that's difficult for sure. But what made me do it, one of my buddies went up there, and because he saw y'all at open mics all the time, and he was like, I think I could do that, man. I work in a call center, and, this shit will be funny.
For sure.
And he went up there and just completely bombed. And then, like, I had some stuff that, like, I would always tell people, like, at parties and stuff. So I'm like, okay, you know what? All right, I know I'll get at least, I'll do better than this.
For sure.
So I went up there and I did it. It went well, and they told me to keep coming back. So I just kept going and trying new stuff out. I enjoy the people there. It's funny. Can be a little cliquey at times, but definitely I'm with it.
Just a little cliquey. Fuck you guys. So it gets you into it. What made you start doing the Enchanted Botanicals show?
So most of my stories start this way. I was getting fucked up at this bar, right? And this dude just kept laughing, and he was like, hey, I do some press work for this spot. They're looking to start an open mic. Like, would you be interested in hosting it? And I was like, my first thought was like, I am not funny enough to host that.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? But I accepted it. My whole thought process behind it was like, oh, it's just one more opportunity for people to get some stage time. And ultimately it ended because somebody in the crowd got offended. Like, if you're at a comedy show, don't go there with a mindset of like, I'm going to get offended. Like, everything is jokes. It's not fucking
for
serious,
sure. Yeah.
Bro. Like, relax.
We're not getting up there trying to make anyone mad. That's not our goal. We might make you mad, but it's all in good fun. That the Enchanted Botanical show was definitely fun though. It was like it was kind of like a refreshing thing to be around people that were stoned instead of being around people that were drunk.
Yeah.
So maybe the laughs were like felt a little different, or like. Yeah. Or like Jake Otero went in there that last time, and it's just so hotbox he doesn't smoke, but he's like, I feel high, bro. And then he goes up there and riffs for 15 minutes or whatever and kills it.
Yeah.
You usually don't see that like in the bar setting, you know what I mean?
Definitely not, because like at a bar, when people get drunk, like, yeah, you're more relaxed, but like it also, and people go to a bar, you trying to do like one of a few things. You're trying to get fucked up, or you're trying to fuck. You know, like that's it. Really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And so, you know, going to comedy is like, you know, laughing might not serve me, or if I'm there with a date, like, oh, I don't know if I can laugh at that joke, you know. But at a weed show where everyone's just high, they're like, oh yeah, you know, this dude might not be that funny, but it's only 10 minutes. Fuck it, I got time. You know?
No, those are definitely fun shows. So you just been running around hitting open mics. Let's see, we got you on a show actually here at SafeHouse on the 25th. That's gonna be a Halloween show. So we'll have, if you guys want to come over here at SafeHouse on the 25th. It's a Friday night.
Dress slutty, please.
Yeah, I mean, babe, dress slutty for me.
Everyone else dress slutty for me.
Yeah,
know?
everyone else dress slutty for one, including Noah.
Hey man, it's 2024. Love is love, bro.
Right. That should be a fun show. Chuck Parker's headlining. Is this gonna be your first or no? You did Funny Fiesta.
Yeah,
Let's go back to that. How did Funny Fiesta go?
Funny Fiesta went super cool, man. First time I did a set just riffing. I did the riff off, and then I did a 5-minute set on their Super Stack
Yeah, we were
show.
on the same show. That show went
that
good.
was a good one, and that was the first time I'd really sat down and really written a set out and sat with other comics, took feedback from it, and fine-tuned it and made it my own thing, right? So that was really refreshing for me. And then that was also the first time I got some guidance. You know, Steph gave me some tips right before I went up there, and I was like, what?
That's
Crazy. You know?
100%.
So as cliquey as any community can be, it's really cool. The people that do reach out to try and help other people, Steph, Royal, Sarah Kennedy.
Yeah, for sure.
The owners over at Dry Heat, they're amazing, you know. So hearing that kind of feedback and hearing people trying to build each other up is really cool. Yeah,
it's definitely, it's awesome to see someone start and then keep going, and then that you're getting somewhere and doing the right thing if those people are helping you, and telling you to keep going. Steph does the writing class on Sundays. I don't know if you've ever popped in at that.
Yeah, I went to one. I wish I could go this weekend.
For sure. I'm always working on Sundays too, so it's hard for me to get over there. But Funny Fiesta was definitely a good turnout. That show we did was awesome.
That was hilarious.
The crowd was good on that one, actually. I was a little surprised because I feel like we said, we don't try to piss people off, but I feel like me and you definitely are the type to piss a couple people off in the crowd. Yeah. No one was pissed, so it was good. They were laughing.
I think that was good because I didn't talk about women that I'm sleeping with or
for sure.
Want to sleep. I was just talking about the dudes that try to fuck me.
For
So
sure.
That made everyone laugh because nobody likes a horny, thirsty dude, man.
Yeah, boy or girl, they hate unsolicited dick pics.
Yeah, it's terrible.
For sure.
Terrible.
That's funny. I asked my girl that the other day. I was like, did dudes really just do that? And she's like, yeah, they'll just send dick pics. I'm like, that's crazy. I've never.
Especially if you got a good one, man. I've heard that, my penis is perfect, So
sure.
that just feeds my ego. It's a very pretty penis, and I'm trying to share that with the world. I'm trying to give you joy, baby. I'm not saying you gotta suck it, but look at it. Feast your eyes on it. It's like a good pair of titties. Who don't like looking like a nice pair of titties?
I'm like,
man?
Unsolicited dick pics, I don't think I would complain about unsolicited tit pics. So
exactly, but I feel that my dick is the exception, and that's male ego, right? That's every dude thinks that. They're like, this girl's not feeling me, hasn't responded to 6 messages.
Dick pic.
I'm gonna show her this thing, and let's go change some things,
Yeah, it's kind of like, jeez. Yeah, six unanswered text messages equals dick pic.
That's how it goes. That's my thing. So if you don't want a dick pic from me, you better respond to a
just
fucking message.
Two Cat 5 hurricanes in the United States equals send $20 million to Israel.
Yeah.
So
crazy shit.
right? I seen that breakdown, like all the money we've sent to other countries, and then the $750 they're giving to the people for relief. For fucking
$750, man. I can go crazy at the titty bar with that, bro. Now, I drop $750 at a strip club. I'm having a threesome that night.
Yeah,
bro.
true. Especially if you're at an Albuquerque strip club and you're dropping $750.
Can't tell y'all which one I go to though. That's my safe space.
It's crazy how you see with the hurricane going on, you see all the Florida man shit. Like, it's Florida man people doing Florida man shit. Like, it was like, I seen this reporter in the hurricane, like, and it's going crazy, and you just see some guy just taking a jog, bro, with his shirt off, just running in the wind. Like, Florida fools are crazy. I seen another picture of a dude literally in his house, feet up on the recliner, water all flooding his house, and he's just drinking a Bud Light.
Lazy River, baby. That's how we do it, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. So, yeah, we have the show coming up here on the 25th, Friday night. Doors are going to be at 8. It's going to start at 8:30. We got a crazy lineup. Juan's going to be on it for you guys. He's going to give you guys his best.
My best.
And some unsolicited dick pics.
I might come dressed as a slutty priest for that one.
Slutty priest. It is costumes encouraged, so everyone wear a costume. I'm going to be dressed up as... I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking either Peter Griffin or Russell from Up.
Oh,
one of those
you
two.
go Russell from Up, because then you get the cute points and like it's adorable. You know, like,
for sure.
Me being a slutty priest, I'm like, you only call me father on Sunday. You know, every other day is daddy. You know, or I might be a pirate because I'm all about the booty. You know, that's how we doing.
Hell yeah. And then I don't know if you saw too. We actually secured this venue called The Block in Rio Rancho. So those shows are going to start for you guys this Tuesday, actually coming up. It's going to be at, what time is that one going to be? It's going to be starting at 8 o'clock. It's going to be a crazy lineup. Buck D, I don't know if you know Buck D, fucking funny-ass motherfucker. He's headlining that, and it's going to be a Tuesday night showcase every week. So it's going to start this Tuesday. We'll get you on one of those ones soon. Yeah.
Guys, and like, don't be concerned if you get out at 7:30 because like their comedy shows are always late. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's
always
what
late.
Plan 30 minutes
of
late.
the entertainment industry. Okay.
No, 100%. One last thing. How'd you feel about the Burbon and Fig?
Honestly, it was really good. I wasn't expecting. I'm not normally a whiskey dude, but it's got just enough fruitiness in there. It's a perfect transition drink, you know, from summer to fall. You know,
For sure.
I enjoy that.
We got trans drinks now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it fits multiple crowds. Okay, you can't assume this drink's pronouns.
No.
All right.
Well, last laugh. You know, we like to keep it short and sweet over here. Get right to the point. That has been Juan, the Kraken motherfucking Adams. This has been Last Laugh, the podcast, coming to you straight from SafeHouse Distillery. We'll see you on the next one, guys.
See y'all later. Have a good one.